It's Sal. It's your boy Sal. It's your boy Sal. Sal is in the building. What that boy say? The boy always with some goofies getting jumped in malls. What he say? The boy's always some goofies getting jumped at malls. Dang. It's all love. It's all love. Hey, shout out that nigga Dirt. They say free Smirkio, Perkio, whatever his name is. Yeah, we got a topics to talk about, gang. Salute to everybody in the building. We're gonna be talking about some more of this Nolan Wells situation, and we gotta talk about this Tupac trial real quick. Even though it's crazy, I don't know why I'm talking about it because we already know what the outcome gonna be, or do we? Or do we? I know I ain't got it in my title, but it's in my description. About Tupac and Keefe D and all that situation. We're gonna get into that first, then we're gonna dive into some of this Nolan Well news. Will Keefe D get locked up for the unaliving of Tupac? Will Keefe D get locked up for the unaliving Tupac? Will the jury find Nolan Wells' friends guilty? Where's Katie? Where's Bart? That's what we want to know on this live game. A couple more other little topics. We want to know. 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 Salute to everybody in the building, though. Salute to everybody in the building. We're gonna jump right into it. I might like that. The nigga always with some goofies getting jumped at malls. Hold on, gang. Hold on. Okay, I got it. I was looking for that light. I was say, what the hell did with that doggone light, man? Y'all get the lights up, gang. Let's go. We're gonna jump right into it right quick, though. We ain't even gonna play around with it. Alright. Let's see. Let's jump right into it. We're gonna jump right into it again. Let's jump into this Tupac Will Keefe D on words convict him. I don't know. He did a lot of talking back then in them interviews. Keefe D did a lot of talking. We're gonna get into this Tupac situation first, and then we're gonna get into this Nolan Wells game. Let's go, gang.
Little chase, boom, boom, boom.
Mr. Davis, you have the right to have the jury sentence you if they come back on a first-degree murder verdict, and you have decided to waive that right. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
After all this time, will someone finally face justice for the killing of music icon Tupac Shakur? Right now, attorneys are gearing up to go head-to-head in a Las Vegas courtroom where a former alleged gang member soon heads to trial for allegedly orchestrating this infamous crime. We are looking at everything you need to know about Tupac, his shocking death, and the man possibly at the center of it all, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. We have been following this case for a while now. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, the former alleged gang leader charged with orchestrating the murder of Tupac Shakur. Nearly 30 years after the hip-hop legend was gunned down out in Las Vegas on the Las Vegas Strip, jury selection is wrapping up. It is a remarkable thing to be saying.
Yeah,
And
you
just
crazy,
when you
bro.
thought that this case couldn't get any stranger, it has. The trial is finally here. But before we even get into the court, we got to understand who Keefe D is, how his own words may end up sealing his fate. So I want to rewind to 2023, when the biggest break in this case ever was announced.
Good afternoon. My name is Kevin McMahill. I'm the sheriff of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. 27 years. 27 years. For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, a.k.a. Keefe D, for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Davis was arrested this morning by my LVMPD criminal apprehension team, and this investigation started on the night of September 7th, 1996. It is far from over. It has taken countless hours, really decades, of work by the men and women of our homicide section to get to where we are today.
This was shocking. As somebody who remembers when Tupac was gunned down, yeah, I was little, but I remember it. It was a big event. All these years later, an announcement the world had been waiting for. 3 decades in the making, a shakeup that hit the hip-hop world on September 7th, 1996, and the man allegedly behind the murder of Tupac Shakur, well, I'll tell you what, you're about to meet him.
They got a medical there?
They do. Yeah, they got, so what they got you for, man?
Oh, man. Biggest case in Las Vegas history.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like recent?
September 7th, 1996.
Oh, no. Wow. That's a long time, that's a long time away.
You know what I'm talking about, yo?
Hmm?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Not a detective quite yet, but yeah. Shit, that's a long time away, man. What was that? 20-some years? No, more than that. Yeah. Sure took him a while, huh?
Yeah.
Cause you were doing all that damn talking. That what
Keith, Metro Police.
to my it took him a while. Nigga, you started talking, they wouldn't knew nothing.
Come on over here. Appreciate your cooperation, okay? I'll stand right here in front of
Nigga started doing interviews. Hooks.
Put that down for a second, all right?
Put that water down. Put it down.
Hooks.
Nigga started talking, man.
You have anything on you, sir?
You got yourself in that KVD.
Dirty?
Not nobody else.
Get your drink, hang on, all right? Just want to make sure
You
have
got
no
yourself in
weapons.
this shit, nigga. You started talking, just talking.
That's what we should do, sir.
You couldn't stop talking.
Thank you. Do you have anything on you, sir? No. That was okay. Phone and water. Perfect. We're gonna put you in the car.
I need to drink some water, man. I'm thirsty.
We'll let you get a drink. You just going for a walk or what?
Tell me, I need some water on Thursday. What you on the perk?
You do like a morning walk every day?
Yeah, good shit.
Okay. We'll get you some water, my man.
You gotta get it now.
Yeah, as soon as we get you in the car, we'll get you in, we'll put in the car, all right? I appreciate it, sir. All right, let's walk over here, sir, okay? You don't worry, your water's gonna come. Here, sir.
Yep, that's him. You're going to see a lot of this guy for the next few weeks of this trial. That is Keefe D in the back of a patrol car minutes after his arrest. Calm, seemingly unbothered, seemingly confident. Told the officer he wasn't worried about anything. Who really is Keefe D? To understand the case, you got to understand the man. And yes, to be clear, as we go through this and we go through the allegations and then the evidence, as we do each and every day of this trial, he is innocent unless proven guilty. But there's a lot to consider here. And I say that
I'm telling you.
because he's been the one telling us who he is for years.
I'm telling you.
Just our neighborhood, it's just a family thing. Grew up, and it's just our culture as you coming up. Yeah, So big brothers in and all that shit. That they would go through it like that.
So no initiation, you was just kind of like born into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I was there when it formed the day it started, so I didn't have to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Jump in. Oh, we was maybe about 10 years old, 10, 11 years old. I played football at Greater Compton, and his dad, uncles was our coaches. He was overweight, so he had to play with us. You know, because I'm like a year or two older than him, so he had to play with those guys that was a little older than him.
Yeah, so Keefe D, Suge Knight, they went way back. They were apparently football teammates as kids. But in 1996, that relationship would have its biggest shakeup yet.
On the night of September 7th of 1996, Tupac Shakur, along with Suge Knight and members of their entourage, which include members of Mob Piru, came to Vegas to attend the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Members of the Southside Compton Crips, which included Dwayne Davis, along with his nephew Orlando Anderson, were also in attendance at the same event. As both were leaving the fight, members of Death Row Records spotted Orlando Anderson near an elevator bank inside the MGM, and at that time they began to kick and punch him near that elevator bank.
Y'all shouldn't have did that,
I will
bro.
now show you hotel security
Y'all
footage
shouldn't have
that
did
many of
that.
you've already seen.
I'm telling you, if y'all would have never jumped that man that night, gang, Tupac maybe have a chance of still being alive. But Tupac them, they did what they did that night. I'm telling y'all, gang, if they wouldn't have jumped that man, they wouldn't have spent that block like that. I'm telling you, gang. Let's go.
Related to this incident. And on this incident, you will see Tupac Shakur, who's wearing a shiny satiny shirt, along with Marion Suge Knight, who is a large man in a brown suit, punching and kicking Orlando Anderson.
See?
Following this incident, you'll see hotel security intervene, and then they will leave the area of the fight. Little did anyone know that it is this incident right here that would ultimately...
They say Suge knew enough not to be in the wrong teen school tent. But why in the world every time they ask Suge something, he act like he don't know what the hell going on? Every time they ask Suge, he go to dance around all the damn questions they ask him. We can't learn nothing from Suge. If we want to know something, we can't ask Suge. Every time somebody asks his ass, he go to dance around every damn question they ask him. Crazy work, guy. I'm just being honest, gang. Crazy work. But he said back then, now, I'm going off of what Suge said. Suge said a little while back ago, he said Keefe D was cap. Yeah, he said that a little while back ago. He said Keefe D was cap. But if Keefe D was cap, why in the world they tried him? You know what I'm saying? Try him in this case. They must got some type of evidence, not just them interviews, gang, that he had something to do with the unaliving of Tupac. Because think about it, they can't just go off no interview what he said. You got to have strong facts that they taking this shit to trial. I'm telling y'all, gang. Let's go.
Ultimately lead to the retaliatory shooting and death of Tupac Shakur. And then...
Y'all get the lights up, gang. Smash the like button. Hit the sub
Dwayne
button.
Davis began to devise a plan to obtain a firearm and retaliate against Suge Knight and Mr. Shakur for what occurred inside the hotel against Mr. Anderson. After Davis obtained a gun, he entered into a white Cadillac along with Terrence Brown, DeAndre Smith, and Orlando Anderson.
Okay, so
based on our investigation.
Okay, so these the dudes that this from what Keefe D was saying, this is how it was all set up. This is how it all was set up. This was the driver. This was the passenger, which is Keefe D. This is Keefe D right here, y'all, if y'all don't know. This is Keefe D right here. I think this is his nephew, and I think this one of the nephew friends or some shit like that. But they all Crips. This is all how they was placed in the Cadillac. How we know this? Because Keefe D told us this in an interview. Remember, he said his partner right here passed the scrap to old boy right here. Y'all remember when Keefe D said that in the interview? Old boy was about to do it. Then he said, no. We just going off what Keefe D said. I wasn't there. He said old boy passed the gun to old boy right here. And who is that at the bottom? It says Baby Lane. So that means Orlando Anderson was sitting behind Keefe D. We just going off of what Keefe D saying, gang. I remember when he put it like this, and they don't put it out here just like he said it, gang. Let's go.
This is where we know they were seated. At some point in time, as they were in the white Cadillac, Mr. Davis took the gun that he had obtained and provided it to the passengers in the rear seat of the vehicle. As they were as they were driving west on Flamingo Road near Koval, they had located the black BMW, which was driven by Suge Knight, and in the passenger seat was Tupac Shakur. And as they turned around, they pulled up near the passenger side of that vehicle and immediately began shooting. Dwayne Davis was the shot caller for this group of individuals that committed this crime, and he orchestrated the plan that was carried out.
So the police may have had a theory, but it was Keefe D himself who allegedly provided the evidence that they needed. Interviews, his own book, his own words.
I got in the car with them, yeah, and we ran into them. We went up to the light on Sunset and Flamingo, and dude was acting like he was in a parade or something. And that BMW hanging out the window, hey, this Tupac, and then just hollering for him. And we let there go. It came up on the side of him. Yeah, it looked like he was ready to bust up. We got.
So, okay.
We was the first one.
Let's break down what Keefe D said just then. Okay. So he said before they get up beside him, he said before they put beside him, he see Tupac them hanging all out the. He see people saying, "Oh, that's Tupac." He hanging all out the window before they run up on the side of him. Let's go.
Yeah, luckiest one, I guess. Hit that corner. Gave a little chase. Boom, boom, boom. Got the bus in. We bus back. Jumped up out that motherfucker Cadillac.
Wait. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Did Tupac them? I mean, okay. Whoever they rolled up on, okay. If Keefe D ran up on Tupac them, right? He just said they got the bus and we bus back. Did y'all hear what he said? They got the bus and we bus back. Did Tupac start shooting at them first? Or what? Hold up, wait. Let's just make sure what he said, right?
Words.
I got in the car with them, yeah, and we ran into them. We went up to the light on Sunset and Flamingo, and dude was acting like he was in a parade or something. And that BMW hanging out the window, hey, this Tupac.
Okay, he said Tupac was hanging out the window like he was at a parade or some shit. Okay, let's go.
Tupac. And then just hollering for him, and we let there go. It came up on the side of him. Looked like he was reaching, yeah, it looked like he was ready to bust up.
Okay, so he said when he seen down, Pop down. So he said when he seen Pop down, he think somebody, I don't know if he said it or somebody in the car said, they go to MF for right there. That it, y'all know how it go. That them nigga go right there. That go Pop them right there. Hanging out like the window and shit. Okay, all right. Let's go.
We was the first ones. Yeah. Luckiest one, I guess. Hit that corner. Gave a little chase. Boom, boom, boom. Got the bus in. We bus back. Jumped up out that motherfucker Cadillac. Put the gun on the tire.
What I said.
Down a little bit, okay?
So he did say they bus back. He said they got the busing and we bust back. Know what he just said? He said they got the busing and we bust back. Know what he just said now? Know what he just said? Let's get back to it though. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
An interview with Urban City, he appears to admit
we're gonna get to Nolan well
but
in a
here's
minute.
what the defense is expected to argue: that in his 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legend, which prosecutors expected to build much of their case around, or part of their case around, Keefe D apparently wrote that he was in the car, that he provided the gun, but his lawyers have argued that this book was fictionalized, that it was exaggerated, all in an effort to make money, and that it's not clear which portions Davis actually wrote. Now, Davis himself recently told a Las Vegas station that a ghostwriter wrote the book, that he never read it, but the judges ruled that he adopted those statements as his own, regardless of who wrote every portion. Davis also allegedly said that he didn't pull the trigger. In fact, he has pointed the finger at his own nephew, Orlando Anderson. Remember that name? It's going to come up a lot during this trial, Orlando Anderson. And Orlando Anderson
So this the dude right here, y'all. Orlando Anderson. I know everybody, a lot of people know, some people don't know. Orlando Anderson.
Died in 1998. Now, does it matter? Here's what police say.
Well, under Nevada law, and this is the law in most states in this country, you can be charged with a crime whether you're directly involved or whether you're an aid or an abettor. If you help somebody commit a crime,
I said that too, Caesar.
That is
hey,
one of the theories.
Caesar, I had said that too. I said, ain't that crazy? Seemed like your twin brother came back to get you. No cap. I sure had said that, Caesar. No cap. Shout out to everybody in here. No cap. Get the likes up for me, gang.
In this case as well.
So what
Friday night
after the shooting? Keefe D seemingly explained it this way.
Sure, yeah. He only wasn't newbie. He told them people that. He told the police that Keefe D nephew.
Oh, okay. Because I thought he didn't tell like who.
Yeah, hell no, that dude. Day one, he said that Keefe D nephew. He sicked the police on us first day.
Suge Knight, the only other apparent living witness to this shooting, allegedly told police Keefe D's name that same night. But Knight has made it clear he does not want to testify.
Nah, wait, hold on. Okay, so Keefe D saying Suge Knight told on them. Keefe D saying Suge Knight is the one that gave them up and saying, hey, them the ones that hit at us in that hit at us in that white Cadillac. Keefe D them. But Suge came out and said them wasn't the shooters. He said Keefe D was cap. Say everything he was saying. Remember when Keefe D came out, did our interviews, and Suge went to start speaking from jail? He was saying that everything Keefe D was saying was cap. I don't know if Suge trying to keep it in the streets or what, or the case may be, because we still don't know what happened to Pop. Every time we ask Suge, he go to dance around every fucking question we ask him about. Every question they ask Suge about Tupac, he tell everybody, you gonna have to go read the book. Well, damn, I ain't what books that got this everything damn started. A light on this case. Keefe D wrote a book. You wrote a book. Ain't all this what got a light on the fucking case? A book and talking. I don't know, but maybe I'm tripping. Let's go.
Witness stand is, quote, worse than taking a gun and shooting that man in the head. He said his loyalty to Tupac can never be compromised, and that he is not going to be responsible for sending another man to prison for the rest of his life. Knight, by the way, is currently serving a 28-year prison sentence in California for an unrelated fatal hit-and-run case.
Yeah. Y'all know Suge Knight doing time for accidentally. He accidentally ran over his partner. Yeah, that was on accident though. Yeah, that was on accident. He ain't mean to do it. Get the likes up, gang. Let's go. Yeah, right.
48 people would have went to jail. Yeah. All their kids would have been affected. Their wives, people would have lost their homes. All that. I really saved their lives, home. Yeah. They gave me a deal I couldn't refuse.
So according to prosecutors, this case lay dormant for nearly 3 decades. But then Davis reportedly began talking. interviews, the book. And it was those words, according to law enforcement, according to authorities, that gave them the evidence that they needed. Retired LAPD Detective Greg Kading, who apparently interviewed Davis in 2008 and 2009, said that Davis, quote, put himself squarely in the middle of the conspiracy. He said that Davis acquired the gun, gave the gun to the shooter, and was present in the vehicle when they hunted down and located both Tupac and Suge Knight. And while awaiting trial, Davis was released on a $750,000 bond. The money allegedly came from a music manager named Cash Jones, also known as Whack 100.
How long have you had that business? Roughly 8 years, maybe. And again, you use the proceeds from that business.
Somebody say Reggie Jr. set that up.
Documents showing that those amounts were taken from your business account. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How do you know Mr. Davis, sir?
I know him through passing. I know his son. I know him. We sat down and talked a few times. In general, about personal things. He was having this bout with cancer. And personal things, industry stuff. Just regular conversation. He's always been a monumental guy in our community. Conversation. So, and I've helped several people in our community, whether it was funerals, was for bail. Any situation, I know his cancer has been, I don't know if it's come out of remission or been speaking with his son. I know he's having an issue with this. I'll let you over there.
The other thing you say in the letter that Mr. Arnold provided to us is that the money is a gift and Mr. Davis is not obligated to repay. Is that right?
That's right.
All right. Do you have any contract between you and Mr. Davis?
Not as of yet.
Okay. Do you have any financial agreement with Mr. Davis?
Not as of yet.
Yeah, prosecutors grilled Whack 100 about this so-called gift. And at this court hearing, Keefe D himself took the stand.
Mr. Davis, you heard the conversation between your wife and you while you were in custody?
Yes, sir.
And when did that conversation happen?
Happened, I think the day of my birthday, June 14th.
At that point, was the bond posted?
No, sir.
What was the reason that your wife came down to have that discussion with you in regards to Mr. Jones and that cash
She said,
bond?
I'm not signing a paper for
And when she said that she didn't like him, who was she referring to?
Chaos Jones. No, sir, that's her family has, her family has problems with it. I don't like her. And she, like, my dad said, that's what she said. I was telling her to throw her the fuck off, get her off my feet, get her off my back. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to look like no wolf, her or her family,
Let me ask the question. Did you think at that time in the bond process that your wife's signature was necessary for you to be released?
Yes, sir.
And so in the effort to convince her to go ahead and get her signature, what did you tell her in regards to Mr. Jones?
I said, he don't have nobody like that to put up. It's Jewish people.
Yeah, lock his ass up, man.
Just so she can sign up.
That's enough for Keefe D. Lock his ass up. Just lock him up for talking. Yeah, lock him up. We ain't even gonna keep going on about it. Lock his ass up. Let's get into the Nolan Wells case. Lock his ass up. Lock him up. Lock him up just for doing all that talking back there and all them damn interviews. Lock him up. I don't even want to hear nothing else from him. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even want to hear nothing from him, guys. You the one put that spotlight on yourself. You just see, you needed that. You felt like that girl off of Set Off. You know, Set It Off. Y'all remember the movie Set It Off? Stop it. He felt like that girl on there. I need that money. I need that money. Yeah. You went to talking. You needed that money, gang. You needed that money, gang. I understand. You needed that money. But look what money got you. Look what money got you, gang. Look what money got you. And the way you look, Keefy D, you don't look like you in shape to do no time, brother. I'm just being honest. You look like you at your age. Well, I don't know how old you is. I gotta look it up. Somebody look it up for me and tell me how old Keefy D is real quick for me. But your age, it look like you can't survive prison. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It don't look like you can survive prison, guy. It don't look like you can survive. The age you at? No. I'm that just me. That just me. You might be a stomp down crip. That what you say? That what you say you was, right? You said you was down with the Crips. How I know this? You told us in the interviews that you cripping. I'm just being honest, man. Let's get to the Nolan news, man. Lock his ass up though, Keefy D. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Stay here. Lock him up. Straight up. Lock him up. What do you say? Hit the road. Hit the road. Straight up. Hit the road. He say, where's your evidence? Bump all what you talking about, my evidence. Bump all what you talking about, brother. He told on himself, gang. I don't need you talking about me, my evidence. He told on himself. He told us everything, play from play. Didn't you just see that? He told everybody that was in the car. He said he was in the passenger seat. He told who the driver was. He told who was sitting behind the driver. He told who was sitting behind him, which was his nephew, Orlando Anderson. Remember he said, old boy didn't want to do it. Then he passed the scrap over to Orlando Anderson. No, man. Old boy chicken out. Old boy said, hey, Doe, let me out. Doe. Hey, Doe, let me out. He didn't get out the car, but hey, Doe, let me out. He passed the gun over to old boy. Come on, gang. Use your brain. That way, I'm going off of what he said. You don't think the police going off of what he said and some more evidence? They ain't no telling what type of evidence they got too, but just to back up them interviews now. You think them interviews are the only thing that got him convicted in the Tupac unaliving? You gotta be a bird nest in your brain to think they only gonna use his interviews to convict him. No, in that case, they wouldn't convict him because they know they'll lose against that. I'm telling you, only time they go to trial, they know they got hardcore evidence. Use your bird box brain. After all these years too, man, come on, gang. Y'all better use y'all damn brains. Pop got caught lacking simple as that. Crips up. Listen, that all that may be true, but I'm just telling you what Keefy D said. I wasn't living, bro. When that happened to Tupac, I was just born. When that happened to Tupac, 1995, 96, or something like that, I was born 95. So when he passed away, 95, 96, or something like that, didn't it? So what I'm trying to tell you, I wasn't there. I didn't know what the hell was going on when I was born. So but I'm just telling you off of what he's saying, they saying, not me. Keefy D kept doing all that damn talking. He kept doing all that talking. He said, oops, it's not about Nolan Wells. Look here, brother. I just told you I just said we were finna hop into the damn Nolan Wells situation, didn't it? I just had said that. Go steal something? I bet. I stole your old lady heart and your mama's and your grandma's too. I stole your old lady heart, your grandma's, your auntie, and your sister. And I'm talking about stop playing with me, man. I don't know who the hell y'all think I be. Like I'm one of them. My oops. This ain't about the Tupac. Don't worry about it. I get you up out of this. I mean, this ain't about the Nolan Wells situation. Don't worry about it. I get you up out of this bit. I don't bet nobody to stay on my channel. You must ain't know who I am. No, I don't bet nobody to stay over this bit. You want to lead? Then what? Hey, what that boy Kodak say? If you want to lead, then lead. But you ain't gotta lie to me. I'm telling you, you ain't got to at all. You want to lead, then lead. Lead. Get the hell on. Shit, I don't need you. You think I need people over here? No, 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 no. I don't. I don't beg nobody. Yeah, you want to take your ass on? Bye. Vamoose somewhere. I don't give a damn. If you ain't down 2 words for you. It's only 2 words for you. 2. And you figure that out with your bird box brains. And a lot of y'all can't even figure out what the hell 1 + 1 is still. Retards. I'm being honest. A lot of rereads, I be saying. But let's get into this Nolan Wells situation. Because I had enough. Hold on. Hold up. Wait. Alright, let's play this right here. Whoever been threatening Nolan Wells' family, oh boy, arrests have been made for the ones that have been threatening his family. Like, why is y'all doing that anyway? Why is y'all going against Nolan Wells' family anyway? What the hell is wrong with y'all? I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about some of y'all. Why is y'all going against his fucking family? Like y'all was there, y'all seen what the hell happened. I'm talking about the threats y'all making and are done made. Bro, this shit don't make no sense, man. Let's get into this right quick, bro. This is crazy. And I'm glad they locked your ass up. But we're going to get into this press conference, too. Let's go.
For allegedly making death threats to witnesses in the case, to kill them, anyone in their homes, and any cops.
Why does these white boys need attorneys? Y'all done put it out there that people think they killed Nolan. And so people who think that these white boys killed Nolan, when there's no evidence that happened, are now threatening to kill these white boys, their family, and they have been arrested. We've had people try it, review it, and the feedback has been absolutely amazing. Whether you choose guilty or not guilty, you're getting a premium bourbon with flavor, style, and a brand that stands out. Not guilty has the smooth.
We don't want that shit.
You do an awesome job. Keep up the great work. Thank you, brother.
Let's
I
go.
appreciate it. Let's get to an arrest that was made. Now, mind you, when you're looking at this impartially and you're saying, why does these white boys need attorneys? Why are these white boys doing interviews? Why are their parents doing GoFundMes and all this stuff? Y'all done put it out there that people think they killed Nolan. And so people who think that these white boys killed Nolan, when there's no evidence that happened, are now threatening to kill these white boys, their family, and they have been arrested.
And
we
GTA.
have seen not one arrest
in GTA, yeah.
on Nolan's family, although they're claiming there's a lot of threats against them. I accept that, but there's nobody that's been arrested. The threats have not gotten to the level where people can go to jail. This is now 4 or 5 people that have been arrested and threatening the boys that was just his friends at the island. Look at the news story. Roll it.
A man in southwest suburban Berwyn was arrested for making death threats against people who were involved in this unresolved case. Now our investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy in studio revealing that Berwyn man's violent history and has the first photos of this accused threat maker.
New Allison Stephan. The Berwyn man's name is Edward James Porter, now facing federal charges in the Nolan Wells case for allegedly threatening to murder witnesses and their family members. 33-year-old Porter is being transferred by U.S. Marshals to the courthouse down in Mississippi. Our investigation of Porter's past finds a Metro Chicago man repeatedly described by authorities as a threat to safety because of his numerous arrests for violence and saying he was going to shoot people.
Stopped working, we're sinking.
The heat index was a broiling 105 during last month's July 4th holiday weekend here on Horn Island, Mississippi. 18-year-old
Somebody said, come out to Ohio with the threats.
Ride with friends, but didn't return home with him. His body found 2 days later, face down in the water. With no resolution to what happened, his family and national civil rights leaders have raised questions of a racially motivated killing. And then, as NBC Chicago's investigative team reported last week, a man living in this west suburban Berwyn apartment was arrested for allegedly making death threats to witnesses in the case to kill them, anyone in their homes, any cops. Porter is also accused by federal prosecutors of threatening to cut up one witness and stuff the remains into a suitcase.
What?
Now, NBC5 investigates...
No, wait, brother. You just wait 1 minute, brother. Now, you weren't going to do that, was it? Cut them up and put them in a suitcase? Man, come on, gang. What type of junk is that? This nigga on some jigsaw shit. Let's go, gang.
Uncovers the first
No, this nigga on some wrong turn shit. No cap.
Porter. This picture is from the Cook County Jail in 2025, but records we've obtained show Porter's criminal history began years earlier, in 2011, with 2 dozen arrests.
Think about this. White people so bad in America, and racism is so bad in America that when a black boy died, black people threaten to kill people. Like, what? I just don't understand. And then they go, the system is against us. Look at this mother track record. Look at his arrest record, bruh. Some of y'all ain't had a job this long. Some of y'all ain't consistently been on a job this many years. He is consistently breaking the law and getting out of jail. What happened to black people when they get in trouble, they get wet? Look at this. Most of y'all watching have done nothing from 2011 to 2026. One thing, some of y'all ain't been married that long. Roll the clip.
Has to follow for domestic violence, breaking court orders of protection, and theft. A city and suburban drifter with no known ties to Nolan Wells or Mississippi. Porter had an Illinois firearm card and a handgun that were taken from him.
So, nigga, you ain't even have no ties to Mississippi, or you ain't even know Nolan Wells. You just started. It sounded like you just wanted clout. Yeah, you just wanted clout. Look what clout got you. Man, what a big dummy. Look what clout got him.
Police say he threatened his ex-girlfriend, quote, "I'm going to shoot you." Charges later dropped when she stood down.
Oh, no. You need to be in a mental institution. That's where you need to be at. You done threaten your old lady too? You trying to unalive your old lady? Oh, man, yeah, lock him up. Throw away the key with this joker here. Let's go.
Whether the FOID card and gun were returned to Porter. But now, after numerous gun violence, assault, and threat charges by Chicago authorities, most later dropped because the victim wouldn't testify, Porter is facing his first federal charges, accused of inserting himself for unstated reasons into this death mystery in Mississippi. The case against him, according to U.S. investigators, has a trail of cell phone calls from Porter to Mississippi witnesses and IP addresses, all linking back to him and this Berwyn apartment where he was living.
Oh yeah,
When Porter
that
was
boy,
arrested 11 days
he
ago,
was trying to get
Berwyn police
clout.
accompanied federal
He was trying to get
agents with
clout,
the
and he
Chicago
crazy.
FBI field office apprehension team. According to Berwyn police records that NBC5 investigates obtained under the Freedom of Information Act, Porter did not put up a fight. He's due at a Gulfport, Mississippi courtroom on September 3rd. That'll be the first time he's seen down there.
It's so strange that he even.
Hey, Dwayne. It sounds like you in denial.
This is
court.
stuff that
I mean, this is news. That was real news I just showed you.
Some haters.
That was real news I just showed you, my boy. No cap. That was real. Yeah, that man was crazy for real. It wasn't even just about the Nolan case. Shoot, he went in on his old lady too. Yeah, that boy was a nut. Let's go.
Haters real quick, because I want to put these people on blast so you guys can see the energy that I'm getting.
Lock his ass
as
up.
it relates to
shit. We don't need him out here in society.
The random folks line. As it relates to my coverage of Nolan Wells, I want to put this in perspective real quick.
Yeah,
I saw the case like
I ain't gonna
everybody
count.
else.
Sometimes the media lie, and sometimes the media don't. That's why you just gotta have that intuition, like that feeling on the inside, was somebody lying or not. See, some people they ain't got that. Some people just go along with anything because them called bird boxes. Bird boxes just go along with anything. Yeah, we go along. I mean, like, let me tell you this. One thing about my brain, I don't go along with everything people say. But if I can tell if it's real and feel it's real, I'm going with it. Because my gut ain't lied to me yet. So I always go with my gut when something ain't right and when something real. I ain't gonna count. I ain't felt like that was cap, what we just talked about. I ain't gonna count to you. If it was cap, I would have said, nah, I don't think that was true there, y'all. But nah, I think that happened though, gang. Let's go.
I've seen the playbook 100,000 times of jumping to racism when race is not even apparent or there's no evidence of race. And then I'm watching it would appear to be innocent people being accused with no evidence. But hey, that's not I don't know these people. I reached out to Benjamin Crump. Hey, Benjamin Crump, what can you tell my audience? What do you know? Because what it looks like to us is that there's no racism. There's no impropriety yet. They don't respond.
You said, so what's my intuition regarding this case? I'm gonna tell you, see, you need to hit that like, subscribe, and sub button, man. I'm telling you, we've been on this case ever since it started. Like, I'm gonna say, like I said last night, my boy. At first, I was like 50-50. But, bro, think about it. What if Nolan pulled a Rudy Huxtable? What if he pulled a Rudy? You know what I mean by Rudy, didn't it? Y'all remember when Rudy went in on the deep end? What if that happened to Nolan, gang? What if everything that old boy been saying that Crump them, not Crump, but what if Stop Six, what if he right? What if he just drowned, bro? What if them boys ain't had nothing to do with Nolan? What if? Just what if, though? You asked what my intuition was. We said, what you mean by that? I'm just saying, what if? And you say, you know, this dude married to a white lady. What that got to do with Nolan? Why everybody bring up who this man married to? I'm not taking up for him, but like I said, bro, what if? What if? And like I say, I ain't God. I don't know every damn thing that go on in the world, bro. I can't tell you every answer, yeah, this, and that. But me, off of me feeling, I think a lot of us jumping the gun on this case, only this case here. Because I don't see no proof, to be real with y'all, how long we been covering this since it started. I'm being honest. At first, like I was saying, wait, we got him. Then every time I say we got him, I be like, oh shit, we don't got him. I'm just being honest, gang. I'm just being honest. Because a lot of evidence that a lot of people been talking about that they have on them and they saying that they need to be locked up on, I don't see a jury saying they guilty off it. Remember, all these evidence that they been saying against these boys, it gotta be proven to a jury not a judge in y'all minds. They ain't proving to the community or nobody that these boys are guilty. We got to prove this to a jury that these boys is guilty. I'm just being. Let's get to it though, gang. We got a couple more things we can get into. I'm here. Listen, y'all. I ain't here to fuss at y'all. Y'all old boy asked well how I felt. That's just me. That's just me though, gang. Y'all gonna feel how y'all feel. I can't tell y'all. No, y'all should feel like this. It's just me. That's just me. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel.
The other side responds, hey, we would like to do an interview with you. They vetted me. We interviewed. I interviewed the kids. I put the interview out. People didn't have to mention my name. I'm not a part of the interview. You can just listen to what the boy told me after I asked him questions. Make your judgment. But instead, I get so much hate and people saying I hate my own people and threatening to kill me because I interviewed white boys that they said knew what happened to Nolan, killed Nolan. Here's some of the people that's ridiculously lying about the whole thing. Roll the clip.
Did you catch this in Random Tatum's interview?
About anything else that was mentioned, thousands of lies, and now, the audio comes back, and all of a sudden we can hear Nolan yelling in the background, screaming, we're screaming about how he's dead. That's just a complete lie, and it's another lie.
Release the audio of the staged video then. Release it. That's a big slip up. It's a big mistake to say those words when you were actually there.
We have the video. We played the video. The reason we don't play audio is because some people are saying things and they're not involved. And some of the things that they're saying is maybe embarrassing to them. And they're not involved in this. But Nolan is not on any of these boats that's in the video. To protect other people's privacy that have nothing to do with this case. That's the only reason why we haven't put the video out and played the audio. Because other people's voices are in it. People are talking in the background. And it's not reasonable. Look at this bald head heifer. Roll the clip.
Officer Tatum, I don't f with you. And you know that. I don't know why you even liked my post. Did you think that I was coinciding with you? You gotta be out your rabbit coon mind. Let me explain something to you. The only reason why I use your screenshot is because you say it's always two sides to a story. The side that you on is Casper the Ghost, and you ain't over here with Aunt Jemima. Let me break it down to you. Casper the Ghost is white and Aunt Jemima is black. Let's talk about it. You want so bad to make these white boys to be innocent. But what about that black boy named Nolan Wells?
Time out. I honestly believe that the white boys, in my opinion, the white boys and their family, in my opinion, based on what I've seen, I almost feel like they want justice for Nolan more than anybody else. They the ones putting themselves in jeopardy to do an interview, to tell what they know and what they don't know about what happened to Nolan. All right. All right, this bald head fool said this, but she used my content, and she was bashing people because they were mad at her, and she used my stuff. And the only reason she made this video, put a bald head still back on here. The only reason she made this video is because she was getting backlash from black people, and she couldn't handle it. This fool went and took my picture and put it up there and mentioned that people cannot compartmentalize, and there's no evidence of a crime in this Nolan Wells case, which is consistent with what I'm saying. But then she get backlash and want to do this. This why y'all ain't ever gonna be nothing. All right, continue. Not her. Do the next clip.
The black community knows when it comes to the king of the this is the final boss. This wears a super cape for white folks. And listen, let's not get it misconstrued. I'm all for holding the black community accountable. I think everybody should be held accountable, regardless of race. And if you know anything about this podcast, the history of this podcast, I've always held my own people accountable. But what I won't do is just make it seem like what he's doing, which is he only holds black people accountable. Everything you do is about black.
I want y'all to go after this video and look at my social media and look at all of my social media. These people are so deranged. It's crazy to me. What happens is when you are a community of people that want no accountability, When someone mentions accountability for you, you flip out and you make it all about you. If you look at my social media, I hold everybody accountable. When you cutting up, you cutting up. White police officers, black police officers. White politicians, black politicians. Democrats, Republicans, I call everybody out. And to be this stupid and to be a grown man to say that I only call out black people is crazy. The difference is when I call out a white person doing something wrong, I feel like white people generally, hey, we don't claim that person. Black people, a man can kill 400 black people, and a white cop kill him in a justified shooting. Black people mad at you. I wrote a whole book about police incidents where I criticize
There
police.
go that book again.
And I criticize suspects.
Everybody writing books.
And these ignorant Negroes can't help themselves but say, all they do is talk about, I wish we could pull up my Instagram. I know we can't. We were running out of time to do it. Scroll down my Instagram. Hold on. Is there a way to pull up my Instagram up and scroll it? Probably not.
Wait. I'm gonna get into y'all favorite. I'm gonna get into my.
Let me keep talking.
Y'all know I gotta get into my. I gotta get into my my bag after this one.
But both sides. I don't know what it is about.
Y'all know who I call my bag if you part of my channel. I gotta get into my bag after
interracial love. Love and loyalty is hard to find. So wherever you find it, love it, embrace it, do your thing. But not at the expense of you kicking the shins out of black people and pulling the rug from under us.
But the black people I do support, they blind to it. All the black Republicans that I campaign for, that I support, that I endorse, that I celebrate, they hate them. So those black people don't count.
The person I'm finna bring up
all
next.
The black men that I post about,
y'all can't say nothing about.
All the other black conservatives that follow me, that we share each other's content, they don't count. They not black. They don't count. If I support them, I love them, I elevate them, they don't count. These people are so stupid. Do we have it or no? Can we do it on the computer here?
Okay, here you go.
Let me see. Let's keep going. Let's go A6.
Let's see what old boy got to say now. Let's see what.
The MAGA effect is in full effect. Let me tell you why. We just saw the interview with Officer Race Tatum, and now the four boys, which is insane. So here, number one, here's how the MAGA effect works. They have to first become the victim and convince the whole world that they are the ones that are being victimized, right? Not so much. Now they're going to sue the world. They can't do a GoFundMe because that's not going to work. They have to do a Give, Send, Go because that's the only platform that will let people like this actually grift off their best friends unaliving. It's them against the world. What do they think? They're Tupac? Not. They're no Pac. Now, they have that bogus-ass list of influencers and media and all these people trying to get justice for their best friend. They've raised $165K.
Okay.
That is not enough money by a long shot to sue like all 85 people.
What's
they
on their head right there?
By the way, you cannot sue for defamation until this process is completed and we actually know what happens to know if anybody is actually lying. Now, they go on the conservative Officer Race Tatum's podcast. They have TMZ now playing in their pocket, all MAGA-driven media, ABC, CBS. It is all about the optics that are being orchestrated, allegedly, by somebody else. We don't know. Now, they say there's no race involved. There's no race involved in Mississippi. This is like going to the Playboy Mansion with a bop and everybody says you're the one who dirtied the water. Does anybody believe in that? It's you, Mississippi. Wow, we continue to see people hung, people killed in Mississippi. You're still playing in our faces like Mississippi doesn't have a disgusting history? Now, everybody is focused on Horn Island, and literally, Nolan is being buried every single day over and over. Instead of focusing.
Weirdo. These people are stupid. Why would they get attorneys? Because they're being sued. Nolan's parents sent them a letter telling them they need to preserve text messages and phone records and all kind of other stuff in preparation to sue them. That's why they have a defamation attorney. I'm trying not to get upset about this stuff. It's just people. I can't believe people are so stupid. I just can't believe it. Like I can't believe that people questioning me in this whole thing because I interviewed somebody. We'll skip over this. That dude is a weirdo. He's a nut job. I don't even want to give him any airtime. Maybe we'll do some stuff on Umar Johnson. Before we get there, I want to tell you guys to go to TatumStore.com.
All right. Stop 6. Stop it. Stop 6. Stop it. Stop 6. That's enough now. That's enough. Let's go. Get the lights up, gang. Let's go. The person we finna play now, gang. The person we play now, stop it. Say Sam better not show his face in Mississippi. Dang, not Sam. I do like green eggs and ham. Sam? You talking about Sam that like green eggs and ham? Dang. Shout out to Sam, though. Shout out to Sam. For real. Shout out to Sam. I tell y'all what, the person I'm finna play now, though, you can't. I gotta slide her in here. Yeah, I'm back. What's up, Michael? What's up, gang? Let me slide her in here right quick. We got to slide her in here on the show tonight. We got to. Just because she was looking so right. She was looking so right in his outfit. We got to slide her in here. Because she was looking so right on his outfit. She was looking so right. We got to slide her in here. Why not? Why not? She was looking so right. She know what she know what she be doing too. She know what she be doing. She know what she be doing. She know what she be doing.
We want the truth about what happened to Nolan Wells.
A Bertram boat was seen leaving.
Just watch this. Why would she really have
at a
on?
high rate of speed.
She knows what she be doing.
Nolan Wells was part of a group that was, quote, almost fighting around 5 p.m.
I'm on the side of finding out why everybody got back to the mainland except Nolan Wells.
I don't think they've cooperated at all.
Shout out, babe, man. You say anything about her? When we playing her, you get put in time out.
So how
Let's
can
go.
you
Let's turn that bit up.
that there's text missing or there's photographs missing? Our boys had no reason to do anything with Nolan's phone other than give it back to Christine and her friends later that night. So anything about missing text messages or Snapchats is completely false.
Big question.
Look at babe.
That is
She knows what she doing.
Representing the so-called friends of Nolan on Horn Island. And if he's claiming that no one see the phone, how does he know that something's not missing? So that's a double-edged sword,
Hey, salute the gang.
isn't it?
Bun in
Let's
the
hear
bit.
that one more time from
Real
our friend
talk.
Dan Akers.
I don't think they've cooperated at all. They do not have
That gang, though.
Nolan's phone. They haven't had access
Vaughn been a gang
to
gang.
Nolan's phone. The Jackson County Sheriff's Department hasn't. So
Who
how can
auntie
you say that there's text missing or there's photographs
auntie
missing?
got for us
Our
tonight?
boys had no reason
Yeah. Make sure
to
you
do
put
anything
auntie.
with Nolan's phone
Yeah.
than give it back
Nah,
to
you need to put sister-in-law.
Christine
That's
and
sister-in-law,
her
boy.
friends later
Stop it.
that night. So anything about missing text messages or Snapchats is completely false.
That's a veteran trial lawyer. That is Tyler Cox. He's representing the young men that were on the boat that took Nolan to
You see how she dressed tonight? She know what she doing.
According to them. Joining me in all-star panel, I'm not saying Cox is right or wrong, but what I am saying out to Brandon Tatum. Tatum, former police officer, Tucson, star of The Officer
Why the
Tatum
hell?
on
Why the hell my boy got on
Nolan's
them DJ earphones like
that were
that?
on the boat that day. Officer Tatum, thank you for being with us. Let me talk about this one moment. We've got so much to get to. I'm going to try to be brief. Tyler Cox stating, I don't think they cooperated at all. I think he's talking about Nolan's family. They, I guess, the sheriff's office, haven't had access to Nolan's phone. Well, can't they subpoena that? It's called a subpoena ducis tecum. You're familiar with those. You've testified in court. A subpoena ducis tecum is, we hear about subpoenas for testimony. I've been subpoenaed. Yes, go to court and tell the truth. A subpoena ducis tecum is for an item, an object, a document. The sheriff can give out a subpoena ducis tecum or get a warrant for an object. So, you don't have it? Fine, get it. Next. So, how can you say that I'm quoting, how can you say there's no text message or photo, as a text message or photos missing? Our boys had no reason to do anything with Nolan's phone other than give it back. So seeing anything about missing texts or Snapchat's completely false. Well, according to the mom, Officer Tatum, she says
Let's go. Let's turn
there
up.
was nothing sent out while Nolan was at Horn Island, which is done very odd.
Hold on, wait.
Disbelieve her.
Wait.
So how can you say there were?
Anybody say anything about my old lady, you getting put in timeout. I'm just letting y'all know now. You getting put in timeout, you say anything about her. So let's go.
Missing, or there weren't missing. I don't think you can say it either way. Why don't they just get a search warrant and go get the phone? You know what? Forget all that. Officer Tatum, where is Nolan's phone? Do authorities have it?
Well, from my understanding, authorities do not have it, and the family have not been cooperating with authorities to give the phone over. According to the testimony or written statement from the lawyer that represents the family, the Nolan Wells family, he had made mention that he's prepared to cooperate, but they have not cooperated yet, which is very interesting to me. You want to find out what happened to your son. You would think you will be doing everything you can to cooperate. I can't judge her. I don't know what's in their mind, but it just seems to be very off-putting for them not to at least give the phone over and do what exactly they told the world they were going to do, and that is to allow a forensic extraction of his phone. Therefore, the world can see if there is things that have been deleted. I think Tyler Cox is very clear about what he's saying, that the boys had nothing to do with it. So if there's anything missing from the phone, it had nothing to do with them. Now, I'll add this. When you look at what Christine said.
Wait.
Brandon, I'm going to go right back to what you're saying, but you're saying a lot, and I want to address each thing so we don't leave anything out. Number one, you just stated that, basically. Correct me, you can paraphrase this any way you want to. It looks really bad for Nolan's family not to hand over the phone. Do you have any independent knowledge they have not handed over the phone?
According to their lawyer that wrote a statement, and the statement was, we're prepared to cooperate, but that was as of the 11th. Therefore, they have not. Tyler Cox has made mention that he don't believe they cooperated whatsoever. He don't believe they cooperated whatsoever as well. So
extrapolating. You're taking their words, Tatum, that their words that they're prepared to cooperate to mean they haven't handed over the phone. Isn't that true?
I'm putting everything together, right? We have Tyler Cox that's coming out and saying that he has no indication whatsoever they've cooperated. The family has not come out and said that there's any findings. And then also the attorney that represents the family is saying that we haven't sent or gave the phone over, but we're willing to. And that was as of the 11th.
No,
so it appears that there's no indication that...
Brandon, you may very well be a lot smarter than me, but I can't hear.
Okay.
The statement was, we're prepared to cooperate, I guess from Crump. That does not mean we have not handed over the phone, but we will.
Well, Nancy, when you put it all, you have to put the totality of circumstance together. I'm not there to be in the room with the investigators to determine, but I'm just going off of what knowledge we have and what's been given to us that's available. And what Tyler Cox is saying, I'm taking him at his word.
Why the hell Stop Six got their eyes down wide open like that? Every time he talking to Nancy, he got their eye wide open. Shout out to Stop Six, man. Let's go. Get the lights up, gang.
He's saying that there's no indication that they've cooperated.
Hey, wait. Dang. Hold up. Wait. Hold up. We've been in here an hour and 10 minutes. Oh, this Friday night. I told y'all what the saying is over here. We doing Baby Boy for now on. We pee. Y'all said y'all love me, didn't it? Y'all said I can stay here. Bought me all these video games, all this fly gear. No super chats, no gifts. All right, bet. I bet. I see how y'all rocking.
Present the family. It's saying we're prepared, but they did not say that they cooperated whatsoever. So I'm looking at the statements that are produced, and all of the statements indicate that there has not been a cooperation with the phone being extracted from investigators. Therefore, there is no true determination that things were missing from the phone. Well, we have no other. We have no other. We have nothing else to go off
we're
of.
Prepared to cooperate. For all I know, that means we'll come in for questioning. We'll let you search his belongings. It
Nancy,
can mean anything. That does not equal. We have not handed over the phone. But hey, you know what?
Nancy, it's been weeks.
You say tomato, I say tomato, because it kind of doesn't matter, and I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. Actually, I'll let an expert tell us why it doesn't matter. To Heather Barnhart joining us, digital forensics expert with Celebrite. We learned all about Celebrite during the Alex Murdaugh trial. That's how we got everything off of his dead, murdered son's phone. And the SANS Institute, SANS. She is one of the preeminent digital forensic experts in the country. She helped crack the Brian Kohberger case, and she is co-author of Practical Mobile Forensics, now in its 4th edition. That means that many people have used it. Heather, thank you for being with us. If the phone, I don't care where it is. Okay, actually, I do care where it is. I want to know that it's been handed over. I don't have to have the phone to know what's on the phone if it's in the cloud. It looks like an iPhone to me. So my argument with Officer Tatum is academic. It doesn't matter if I can get it from the cloud. So Nolan's phone missing. So what? I can download it. I can get it.
Data will exist in the cloud if he's syncing to iCloud and third-party applications. However, having physical access to the phone, the databases exist that will have the truth on deletion. So you really need to get a full file system extraction of his phone as quickly as possible. So if it's not handed over to authorities now, it needs to be, because this was over a month ago now.
Do you have to have the phone to do the extraction? What about the cloud?
Cloud data is different, and there's a lot of information there. There could be unique information in the cloud that's removed from the phone, if anything was removed, but it's best to have both cloud and the phone to paint the entire pattern of behavior and to see the truth.
Heather Barnhart, please don't move. Back to Officer Tatum joining us. Tatum, obviously, we want the phone. I think you can download it from the cloud, but she's the expert. She's saying it would help to have the phone. So don't you understand why? And I'm not saying this is true. I don't know that it's true. I don't know that that CETO call is real or fake. I don't know. It's murky. You know, Tatum, when I would try cases, especially complicated cases, I would start out the trial with a big jar full of water and silt. And I had it sitting big on my counsel table, day one, right beside my Bible. And in closing arguments, the first thing I would do when I started closing arguments, I'd take that jar and shake it, and it would get very murky. You couldn't see anything. And I'd sit it down on my counsel table, and argument would commence. And by the time I had gone through all the evidence, I'd go over to my table, pick it up, and say, see, it's not muddy anymore. It's crystal clear what happened. My point is, we don't know. So all the haters attacking you, attacking me, attacking the cops, attacking the friends, attacking Nolan's mother, for Pete's sake. We don't know. It's unjustified. Now, to my question. Don't you understand why people are suspicious? Because Nolan's separated from his phone, which no teen does.
Hotels.com is where you go to choose from hundreds of thousands of hotels and earn rewards on every stay.
I get it. Why he didn't have it in the water. I get that. I dive, I swim. I just went swimming with the dolphins with my twins. And yes, my phone was on the boat. But then I got it. I didn't let the boat take off without it. So at least you can admit that's why people are curious. I'm curious.
Nancy, I think it's because people are out putting out misinformation and they don't have the totality of circumstances because they haven't heard from the boys, didn't watch the interview and all of this stuff, and they feel that it's convoluted. It's very straightforward to me and very clear in many areas that the boys are saying they did not have access. Christine, Nolan's mother, is not saying unequivocally that things were deleted. She was surprised that things were not present. Therefore, she insinuated that things may have been deleted. But she did not really say that the phone was deleted. And the fact that they did not communicate with both sides, meaning that I wish that the Nolan Wells family would have communicated with these boys instead of me, would have talked to their lawyers instead of me, then therefore they could have gotten a good perspective. The boys made mention in the interview that I did with them that they told Christine, Nolan's mother, that they had his phone and his keys in their possession. Therefore, she came to get them. They turned them over. They have no access to his codes. They have no reason to delete his phone. They're claiming there's nothing that was deleted. They gave a fair explanation as to why he left the phone on the boat. He wasn't the only individual to leave the phone on the boat. He wasn't the only black person to leave the phone on the boat. So that, to me, dispels the racial component. He was with them. Multiple boats came out. Traditionally, if you don't leave on the boat you came on, you can leave on another boat. They're all going to the same location. So it's not that bizarre that he left his phone. The phone was returned to Nolan. These are best friends of Nolan. They hang out.
Hold on just a sec.
He spent the night over their house.
Everything you're saying, but now we're getting to another topic. I hear you, but
hey, y'all, we at 25 likes. Can we get to 100 likes,
has
game, at least?
The boat been searched by
Come
cadaver
on,
dogs
Turn me up.
scent dogs?
The boat, from my understanding, has not been searched, and the cadaver dogs were made available for Benjamin Crumb to utilize them to do a search on the boat. They refused.
Wait.
Crumb is not supposed to use the dogs.
Ain't it? Wait.
There is no reason to search
everything on Crumb.
Wait.
Listen, Nancy, there's no reason if there's not any evidence of a murder, there's no reason for them to use the cadaver dog. That's how this works.
True.
There's none of these individuals they do not have any expectation that there was any murder that occurred. It's just other people are putting that out to the world. The police department is not investigating the murder. These boys are not suspects.
I agree they're not suspects. They're not persons of interest. They're not suspects. They haven't been charged. But
to believe after interviewing 60 people that he was ever on the boat.
The search of the Triton.
He's not
his boat.
Ordering it. He's not ordering it. The cadaver dogs were made available if he wanted to. No. They made themselves, availed themselves to him and said, would you like us to search the boat?
You just said that about Nolan Wells' mom. Now you said, I almost hate to do this to you. Almost. Tatum, you just said, when Crump says we're available and ready, you meant, well, that's no, they haven't handed over the boat. But now you're saying, the friends say our boat's available and ready, and I'm not going to tear you a new one because the law enforcement is the one that needs to go and search the boat.
Nancy,
it ain't rocket science.
The people who had questions about this, because it's definitely not the law enforcement, it was Benjamin Crumb. They wanted to get to the bottom. They don't trust law enforcement.
There's not a grand jury? This isn't going to grand jury?
I'm saying initially before grand
Because if it's
jury.
going to grand jury, then there are questions.
Initially before grand jury, when this first started, and Benjamin Crump brought up all of these questions, and they veiled themselves to him and said, "Would you like for us to search the boat? We'll grant the cadaver dogs for you to go and look at the boat." And he refused. And this is why I'm saying it does not appear.
Give authority to search the boat.
He can. The boys are cooperating.
I want you to run over to Tatum's house and sniff the hell out of it.
Chill out. All right.
I would say no. I said come on over. The cadaver dogs are made available, but then Benjamin Crump said, "Well, we don't want it." That's the problem here.
Wait a minute.
They are not pursuing like they claim they are.
Say, "Here's our boat. Come search it." Did the families offer the boat up for search?
Offered boat, phones, whatever investigators needed, whatever the family needed.
Salute everybody in here, man.
The family did not pursue any avenue to connect.
Y'all get the lights up for me. Hit the sub button. We in here.
To talk about timeline, to communicate with parents, to communicate with lawyers. They have done nothing. And then now we find out that they haven't even given the phone over to law enforcement so they can do an extraction or a forensic investigation.
Oh, stop.
So that they can see
You know
if
what? I
something
respect
deleted.
you, but I'm going to have to cut your mic because we have to be clear about something. Hold on. Philip Dubé joining me. He is a veteran trial lawyer, a defense lawyer. He's joining me out of L.A.
They don't be playing, boy.
He practices criminal and constitutional law. Dubé, I don't want to hear either a prosecution or a defense side. A citizen cannot force a search on somebody else's boat. So Crump or Mrs. or Nolan's mother, they cannot force a cadaver dog or a scent dog search on the Triton, the Triton. Law enforcement needs to bring out a cadaver dog and a scent dog. It's just real simple. It's not hard. Do you agree? They are the ones with authority to do that.
Of course. A lot of these thought leaders and crusaders, the thought leaders and the crusaders can all request it and make sure that there's an in-depth, thorough investigation, but they cannot physically and personally initiate it or enforce all the procedures that are necessary to get that underway. One thing they can do, though, is go to the DA's office and ask that it be included as part of the grand jury investigation. Because believe me, Nancy, the grand jury starts investigating and wants all of these materials, including access to the boat, access to the cell phone, it's going to happen. Otherwise, they will suffer the pains of contempt of the grand jury.
Dubé, my point is, Crump, nor Nolan's mother, nor anybody on their team can issue a subpoena or a directive or give permission for somebody else's boat to be searched. So when that was put to Crump, he doesn't have the authority to do that. He's a lawyer. He knows that. And it's not the friend's prerogative either. It's law enforcement needs to go do it. I can't come search your home. That would be trespass.
Correct.
Law enforcement has to do it. That's a yes, no. I don't need a legal discourse. Yes or no?
Yes.
Is y'all rocking out?
Hi guys, Nancy Grace
Y'all
here.
rocking out
Please
with
join us on Crime
y'all
Stories
rocking out with what Nancy's saying right now? Y'all let me know,
breaking
gang.
crime, or it may have been seized or handed over.
Y'all let me know in the chat. Y'all rocking with Nancy,
And
man.
if it hasn't, then they, law enforcement, need to issue a warrant for it. It's really not hard. You've executed warrants before, I'm sure. So have I.
Okay.
Well, you're going to have a reason to get a warrant. And if it's a criminal investigation and they believe that they can find evidence of a crime, if they had access to his phone, I could see them getting a warrant to extract his phone outside of the parent's will. But if you're looking at a potential drowning and there is no criminal element involved and the parents are refusing to give over the phone, they don't believe there's any material evidence there. No, I'm saying this is what the law enforcement
agency.
agency.
Questions anymore.
Nancy,
I'm
this
not
is what the
saying
law
they're
I'm giving you a law enforcement perspective.
Nobody said no. You know what? We're really chasing our tails here. we don't know that Nolan's family has refused to hand over the phone. My simple question to you is, law enforcement, if they want the phone, get a warrant for the phone. Go get the phone. Or
Nancy, they don't
communicate
want
to the
phone.
family, give me the phone.
Nancy, there could be two things afoot. I'm not a part of the investigation, but I can see if they haven't gotten the phone yet, it's because they need the phone and they don't want the phone. It's not there of evidentiary value if there is no suspect here. If it was a drowning and there's indications of a drowning, they may not need it, Nancy, so they're not going to go get it. If they need it, they would have already had it a month ago.
Stop. Okay. Brandon Tatum, are you a medical examiner?
No, I'm not.
Okay, because what I have been told, and correct me if I'm wrong, don't smile at me. It's not working.
I'm trying.
From what I understand, let's go to the expert. Joe Scott Morgan is joining me, Joseph Scott Morgan, Professor of Forensics, Jacksonville State University, world-class criminal program, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on YouTube, star of a hit series, Body Bags with Joe Scott Morgan, death investigator, over 10,000 death investigations under his belt. Joe Scott, it's my understanding, correct me if you know differently, or Susan Hendricks, Dave Mack, jump in, please, feet first. Both medical examiners have stated to the effect, one says, undetermined now, because we're waiting on, I think, toxicology. We don't know the answer. The second one has said, undetermined cause of death. That's a yes, no. Isn't that true? We don't have a cause of death yet.
That has been made public, no. They said last week.
So
Hang on. They said last week. They said last week that the autopsy report is complete, which means they have tox, histo, and they've probably got a cause of death.
Okay, but we don't have the cause of death.
We don't. It has not been released yet.
And the second examiner said undetermined.
Yeah, because he didn't have any organs to examine.
Exactly. Officer Tatum, you keep saying it was a drowning. I have responded, are you a medical examiner? You said no. So, how do you know what happened, other than what you've been told? I don't know what happened.
Nancy,
I don't know if he was hit on the head. I don't know if he got drunk and drowned. I don't know. So how do you know?
Nancy, I have to push back on you on this. I did not say it was a drowning. I gave you two options. I said the police could be investigating a crime, and if they're investigating a crime and they have suspects and they need evidence, they will extract the phone with a search warrant against the family's will. If they do not believe that they're investigating a crime that's been committed and it is a drowning, according to them, they may not need the phone. So they're not gonna do a warrant to extract the phone against the family's will. So that's all I'm saying, Nancy. I did not say I know for a fact that whichever way it went. I really don't know, and nobody knows.
Saying it's a drowning. I heard you.
No, I just made mention that they may be investigating it as a drowning. The initial findings, or at least the initial report that came out.
Are you going to make Mommy do a playback?
Uh-uh.
Am I going to have to do a playback?
She say mommy.
Nancy, I did not
She
say
got no business
that it
saying
was a
mommy
drowning.
now.
I said that they could have
She got no
investigated as a
business saying
drowning
mommy.
or as a suspect involved in a murder. And that's why they would do
I'll tell you about
certain
that
things
now.
and not do others.
I'll tell you about that. Come on now.
My point is, Tatum,
I'll
we
tell
don't
you
know the
about that.
answer, and this is an investigation to find out what happened. And when you have an investigation, you subpoena documents, items, testimony. There's a grand jury set. That means there is an investigation. You know what a grand jury is, right? They investigate. They have two tasks. One, as an investigation arm. Two, as a charging arm. In both cases, they gather evidence. If they find out this was an accidental drowning, so be it. If they find out he had help getting drowned, so be it. Our point here, and with this, I think you agree, is not to harm anyone's reputation, bury somebody unwarrantedly, name the wrong person. I'm not naming anybody. I want to know what happened to Nolan. I don't understand why so many people are upset about that. And speaking of drowning, I'm actually glad you brought that up, Tatum. To Joe Scott Morgan, death investigator, it could be that he did drown.
The
But
grand
that
jury
does
doesn't
not
investigate
rule
him, man.
out foul play. It doesn't rule it in. It doesn't rule it out. Explain.
Yeah, you're correct. I mean, drowning, just so you understand, if somebody, say for instance, has a head injury, right, and they fall into a body of water, all right, that can lead to drowning, right? Because they might still be unconscious but capable of breathing. And of course, if you're in a water environment, you're going to be taking on water. I've worked cases where water has actually been weaponized as a means to take someone's life. But I've also worked, Nancy, a lot of cases involving accidental drownings where people fall over the side of boats. I've even had homeless guys that have passed out face down in mud puddles and have drowned. You never can predict, how any of this is going to happen. All we can do in the morgue, the medical legal community, is assess what we see at that moment in time. When we're trying to look at the lungs, we're trying to look actually at the inner ear. That's one of the areas that we go to with drowning. And we try to assess the brain as well, because you can have the brain begin to swell in these certain circumstances. So there is a huge recipe that goes into this when you're trying to do a fatal diagnosis here. When you're trying to come up and make this assessment, you want to do it necessarily. I think it's best you try to do this independent of maybe what the police are saying, what friends are saying. You objectively look at the science of what's before you, and then after that, you go back in and factor in some of the circumstantial information.
You're seeing video given to us by Officer Tatum's show. Look at all the people out there. Speaking of witnesses, Joe's got you dead on. Thanks, Tatum. Because you know what? Somebody saw something, somebody knows something, and they are not coughing it up. And we're going to keep on until they do. Now, speaking of the friends, as you call them, I have no reason to believe them or disbelieve them. This is what you told me earlier. Back to Officer Tatum, star of The Officer Tatum on YouTube. Have the friends taken polygraphs?
Well, from my understanding, all but I believe one took a polygraph, and from what was told to me, that they all passed. And all of the ones that took a polygraph took one without a lawyer. And they cooperated with law enforcement. So from my understanding, everybody took a polygraph test. Why do you say that's from what you
understand? Did they tell you they took a poly and passed?
Yes, ma'am. They told me that they did it. I wasn't there. So that's what I'm saying from my understanding. They told me that all the boys except one, which is Warren, I believe, took a polygraph test. All of them did not have lawyers and did it and cooperated with police. Warren also cooperated with police. I just believe he didn't take a lot to take the test, but Warren is the young man that I interviewed. So according to what they told me, they all took a lot to take test and passed. And it's an equivalent of a take the test. It's not a traditional lot to take test, but it's the same theology of trying to get to if a person is lying. I don't know the name of it. It's an equivalent of a lot to take the test. It's a different methodology. I don't believe it was a polygraph test. I believe they took other stressors in order to analyze if
so
people were telling the truth or not.
Did they take a polygraph would be no. Officer Tatum, number one, they did not take polys. Number two, Warren, as you refer to him, did not take the voice analysis. Why did he not take a voice analysis? Number one. And number two, since we spoke on this last, have they taken polys? And if not, why not?
Okay, let me just make sure clear, because I think the internet went in a frenzy about this. It's a computer voice stress analysis is what I was referring to. None of this is admissible in court, and I don't think it has the weight to concern anybody or whether or not anyone took it or not. I just thought it was important to show the cooperation that they had with the police. Even more cooperation, I believe, almost than the Nolan family. I mean, the boys have given their phones over to the FBI voluntarily. and we still haven't gotten Nolan's phone from the family to the police. So,
are you back on the phone? Because you don't know. You've already said you don't know where the phone is. It could be sitting on the sheriff's desk for all I know.
Well, if they did it in the last 10 minutes, maybe that could be true.
Oh, so you knew before you joined us tonight that Nolan's family had not handed over the phone?
Well, I have no information to believe it was handed over. The last report from their attorneys that they hadn't handed it over.
So that was your, quote, understanding, just like you had an understanding that they took a poly and then clarified they did not take a poly. Okay, they have not taken a poly. You don't know why Warren hasn't taken a test. And a computer stress test is a voice analysis. It's not the same as a poly. You also, you know, I asked you earlier, are you a medical examiner? And you stated no. I know you're a star on YouTube. I know you have a huge following. I know you're highly popular. I know you're a former police officer. Are you a Juris Doctor? Are you a lawyer?
No, I'm not. I've worked with lawyers.
Okay, because polygraphs are admissible in court. Bam! Providing,
well, Nancy, I have
providing both parties stipulate ahead of time that they will be allowed. I don't care if you've never heard of it.
Nancy is not gonna. I don't know of a trial that has happened, from our understanding in recent time, that somebody put a polygraph before a jury and it was effective. I mean, there is a lot of flaws in the polygraph test.
Have you ever heard?
Let's
see, what was his name? Control. Oh yeah, O.J. Simpson.
Well, that was a long time ago. I'm saying
in the civil trial and showed he was a big fat liar.
Well, what I'm saying is there has not been significant usage of polygraphs in the court of law because there's too many flaws. Even as a police officer, we don't even use polygraphs anymore. Most police departments use the computer voice stress analysis. And neither one of them,
that's not true.
I would trust. Most police departments do not use the polygraph test anymore. They're moved towards the computer stress analysis. My head of security, when he went to the police department, they used the computer stress analysis. And it's not even foolproof. I mean, I would not trust somebody to use that for anybody's
did they take a polygraph? You know, in the famous words of the Bard, Shakespeare.
Nancy,
think that does the test too much. All I said was, did they take a poly? The answer is no.
They took a voice stress analysis.
Hey,
hi guys,
she on his ass.
If you are a homeowner,
she on his ass.
Thought, should I call?
She like, dang, that's all you gotta say, yes or no. That's basically what she said.
You don't.
She said, say yes or no. All right.
Joe Scott Morgan, explain to Tatum. Maintenance fee.
That's all she answered. Say yes or no. I ain't gonna count. She was on his ass there. I'll be honest. She wasn't playing there. Look up.
A voice
get lights up, gang. Salute everybody in here, man.
Not the
we here chilling.
As a poly.
Late night.
It analyzes your voice. A poly does your heartbeat, your rhythm, your perspiration, your blood pressure, whether you're sweating, your eye blinking, the whole kit and caboodle.
I can address why it's certainly not admissible. Either one of these are not admissible and in criminal court. Okay. And that they
Pause,
have no
right there. Hold on. Before you take one more step, are you a lawyer and nobody told me? Go ahead, get mad. I don't care. You're not a lawyer. Dubay, you are a lawyer. Dubay, isn't it true that if both parties stipulate ahead of time in a criminal case, which practically never happens, but if they do, that poly is allowed in court.
If the judge deems it relevant, it still has to meet the relevance.
So then, yes, don't go off on me. The answer is yes. We both know the law. It's a yes.
It's a yes. It's a hell.
So there you go, Morgan and Tatum. I hope you have learned something tonight. That said, Joe Scott, as much as I respect you as a death investigator, don't give me the law. Don't. I'll go to Dubay for that.
I'll give you forensic science. I'll give you forensic science, and I will tell you why neither one of these tests are. Yeah, okay, because they're not quantifiable. If you look at the Fry test, if you Look at the Dauber test.
Okay, never mind.
You cannot.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
Listen.
Do I
you
need to
can't-
Google it?
I'm trying,
Because I will.
No, I'm trying to
I
give
can
you.
just
I'm trying
read
to give you
it.
some
Okay,
truth here
stop.
that has utility.
I asked you the
Nancy.
difference in a voice analysis and a poly. That's the question. Let me refresh your recollection. Do you know the difference?
No, I don't want to know the difference because it has no utility.
Okay, fine. That's all you had to say.
In a criminal
I'll tell you
case.
the difference. Okay. They are admissible if stipulated. A polygraph measures all sorts of data on your body. It is much more reliable than a voice analysis. For all I know, these friends took a voice analysis because it was readily available. I don't know why they did that over a poly. There could be an innocent explanation. They didn't have to do anything, but they did. They did do something, or at least most of them did. That's the question. I want to know, has the boat been searched? I want to know where the phone is. I want to know, have they taken a poly? Is that asking so much? To Tanya Jordan joining us, and Officer Tatum, please stop in if you have a question, if you want to contradict something. I want to know. I want to know the truth. To Tanya Jordan, she's Chief Parent Officer at Bart Parental Control. She's the author of Parenting in a Tech World. To Tanya, we were speaking to Heather Barnhart earlier tonight. Could you explain how a snap disappears and whether it can be grabbed back out of the cloud? The same thing with DMs. Same thing with text messages, photos. A lot of teens think because they hit delete, it's gone. It's not.
It's not. And with regards to Snap, if you send a photo or video and the other person hasn't opened it yet, it sits live on Snap's server for up to 30 days. Same with unread texts. Now, if law enforcement sends Snapchat a valid legal request before the message is deleted, Snapchat will freeze that data and hand it over. But if the message was already deleted before the police asked for it, Snapchat apparently cannot retrieve it.
Isn't it true, to Tanya Jordan, that modern technology can prove whether you have deleted anything? There is a digital trail showing if you have deleted photos, text messages, videos, all of that.
Absolutely. So many people don't even realize that on Apple phones, when they go to delete a photo, there's a whole folder in there called deleted photos where they live for at least another 30 days. Your digital trail is so hard to erase. It's why tech experts like myself tell you when you have old tech that you're no longer using, don't immediately recycle it. Don't throw it away. You've got to give it a water bath to fry every component inside of it, because you can dig up a digital trail very easily, and nothing disappears when you're dealing with technical aspects.
And so to you, Tatum, star of the Officer Tatum, we can find out if the friends are telling the truth. It's not going to be hard. They may be telling the truth. We didn't delete anything. That may be true. So it's a digital investigation, and frankly, it's not hard to do. The friends, who I believe now are your friends, after your extensive interviews with them, may be completely exonerated on that. Now, my question to you is, you're stating that the friends, I'm talking about the young man on the Triton, that the friends have handed over their phones.
Yes, ma'am. They've handed on their phones to the FBI. Voluntarily.
I find that very commendable because do you know how hard it is to get people to hand over a phone? That's why you have to issue a search warrant or a ducis tecum. So they have handed over their phones voluntarily.
Yes, ma'am. According to the lawyer and according to what they told me, that they handed over to the FBI voluntarily. And the sad part is that I wish that Nolan's phone could be evaluated because there have been claims that had not been substantiated, and I believe that the claims should have never gone out in the public unless they were substantiated, that there was a potential that things were deleted from his phone, which put these young boys in a bad position unnecessarily. It's not fair to say that you're throwing out that things were deleted. Obviously, mom can't determine if they were deleted because she couldn't do a forensic investigation on the phone, so she really don't know. Which I'm not
Unless
knocking
she
her as her
looked in the
baby.
deleted file and found things.
Well, she within Nancy,
the deleted file and found things, and we don't know
and
that
she would have
happened.
told.
And I agree with you. I
But
think
Nancy,
you've
she
got
would have
me
told the
wrong. I
world.
think you got it backwards, Tatum. Nobody.
She would have told the world if she would have found. She would have told the world, Nancy, if she would have found Surf come out. I'm sure Benjamin Crump would have come out, and I would commend her to come out and encourage her to. If she saw that a picture of Nolan was deleted, a text from Nolan was deleted specifically talking about or inferencing certain things. If any of those things had happened, I would guarantee it should be criminal if they would not turn it over to law enforcement. Law enforcement can evaluate the phone and see if there were individuals communicating or deleting communication, because that is a crime. We just seen that happen in Texas, where young boys, there's a young man that drowned, they go and delete stuff off his phone, throw his clothes in the water, and they were arrested for tampering with evidence. And so if this had been deletions on the phone, even if there hadn't been a determination that anyone had murdered Nolan, tampering with evidence or deleting evidence, potential evidence, is a crime. And so the fact that the family, from my understanding and what the lawyers have said, that they haven't given this information over to law enforcement for them to evaluate, it's very troubling to me.
Okay, again, for the millionth time, you don't know they haven't. And I don't know that they have. But what you're saying about tampering with evidence is absolutely true. But I have no reason to believe that Nolan Wells' family has tampered with evidence.
Salute to everybody in here,
I
man.
think you've got things backwards.
Salute to everybody in here, man. For real.
Convict
Do y'all agree
an
with Stop
innocent
6
person.
right now?
All I want to know is
Or
what
Nancy?
happened. And I haven't
Do y'all
even
right with
gotten
Nancy?
to the
Stop
CISO
6 or
call.
neither?
Is it real? Is it fake? I'd like somebody, i.e. you, if you have the original, to put it out there. But that's it. What? Don't go off on that. Susan Hendricks joining us. Susan Hendricks is a veteran investigative journalist. She's the author of the bestseller Down the Hill, My Descent into the Double Murder in Delphi. She exhaustively researched and investigated the double murder of 2 little girls and came to the truth. Susan Hendricks, you've heard all of the evidence that we've got tonight, and there's so much more we haven't gotten to. I want to hear where things stand now. Is there a grand jury? Is there going to be a grand jury? Where is the phone? Was the boat searched? Just enlighten me any way that you can, Susan Hendricks.
There is a grand jury. They are investigating. You mentioned Delphi. There's hints of this to me, meaning it's being tried in the court of public opinion. And it's troubling to me that we talk about the mom and we don't know that she didn't hand over the phone. So now she has to go on defense. And as Officer Tatum said, the boat has not been searched by cadaver dogs. So we know that. Grand jury is investigating, and the parents have to suffer through this. And also, all attorneys have to say is, I don't think it's my understanding that she didn't hand over the phone. She wants to know what happened to her son. She wants to know, why wouldn't she hand over the phone? It's just obscene that she has to suffer through this even more.
Well, you hit the nail on the head right there, and you answered a very serious and critical question, and that is, there is a grand jury. Everything Tatum is saying and everything I'm saying, you know that phrase in the Bible, Tatum? We are now looking through a mirror darkly. We're looking through a very murky, grimy glass because we don't know. You are saying one thing. I'm questioning that because we don't know. And in the middle of it all, we have got a dead body of Nolan Wells. I don't want to get tangled up in arguments and vitriol that detracts from finding the truth. And I don't take anybody at face value. I don't suspect anybody, and I suspect everybody. I can't tell who's telling the truth. But we will, God help us, find out what happened to this young man. If you know, or you think you know anything,
If you know anything, guys.
please don't. 228-769-3063.
They saying if you know anything,
We
dial it.
remember.
That's what they saying. If you know anything. 125 don't sound bad. I'm telling you, 125 don't sound bad. I'm being honest. Yeah, don't sound bad at all. Let's get into this press conference right quick. Let's get into this right quick. Yeah, let's get into this right quick. Let's go.
You know, you should do social media. And I'm like, I don't want to do social media. I like to just watch others. And then Nolan was like, no, Mom, you should do it. I'll help you with the videos. I got you. And, you know, just anytime I was like, I just really don't want to do this anymore, Nolan was like, no, Mama, you hadn't posted today. And I'm like, I don't want to post. I'm tired. Yeah. But, you know, that's the kind of person he was. He was God-fearing, God-loving. That boy had faith beyond measure. He was just a bright light. And he was our bright light. As far as that day goes, went to work, and he was making salmon. So he was FaceTiming me as I'm trying to see patients kind of in between, of course, not answering the phone in the room. And he's like, hey, Mama, how does this look? Is this enough season? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I was like, okay. I was like, you know, you don't have to do that. And he's like, no, you know, I'm going to take care of it. I was like, okay, sure. And so he finishes cooking, get home. He's like, yeah, what you know about this? And he was, guys, when I tell you, he loved to joke. Like, he was just one of those people. He wanted everyone around him to smile, be happy, feel comfortable and accepted. And that is the kind of person God made him. You know, us as parents, we definitely had that influence, but Nolan was just naturally a peacemaker. Yeah. And so, yeah, after that, it was, you know, 8, and then he got ready to go. He did his normal, hugged us up. I love you, Mom. I was like, you know, be safe, knowing this was going to be his last weekend before going back to school, because football was starting, the summer training was starting, and this was his second year at Southwest, and so we knew this was going to be a big year for him. Dad and him had been training and doing all these things and really just kind of sitting with him and letting him know, like, hey, you know, we're going to the next stage in your life as well as, you know, your football career. So the focus was there, and he was ready. So he leaves that day. He leaves that with, he drives his car, and he told us kind of a general, like, hey, you know, we're going to go to the island. Like, we knew that, staying at Jack's house. And Jax was a friend I think we've met in passing before. And that's the thing, you know, I always say there's a difference in meeting someone, knowing of someone, and knowing someone. Knowing implies that we've sat down, we've had discussions about your hopes, your dreams, you know, knowing you, okay, hey, he stayed the night at my house, which Wyatt, one of his friends, he had stayed at our house a couple of times. And then Jax, again, that was one I just maybe saw in passing a few times. There was only a handful of young men that we actually knew, like, he grew up with. And when I say grew up, I'm saying from like first grade. They've known each other all through high school now that they're graduated. And that would be like Jalen and Javon, LeBaron. Those are kids that we knew. So it's been hard seeing all this kind of play out.
Yeah.
And, you know, these are people that he considered friends.
Yes. Dad, I want to ask you, because it was Warren Hudson, one of the people that he traveled with, who called to alert you all that Nolan was missing.
Yes.
So we know at 5:44, the boat returns, Nolan is not there. At 11 p.m., he calls to say Nolan is missing. I wonder if either of you, whoever wants to answer, what happened in those few hours that prompted Warren to be concerned?
I'm not quite sure what would prompt him to be concerned, but all I can say is what I did that day. So me and my sister, we made an order of pancit, which is a Filipino noodle dish for one of our friends. They were having a big family get together, and we really didn't have anything planned for the 4th. So me and my sister are, you know, cleaning up, and this is about 8. And she's like, hey, you know, no one hasn't texted us. Like, and that was the thing. No one was really big with communication with us, right? And so I call him, doesn't answer. I end the call. Call back, and this is probably, I think, maybe around 8. Don't quote me on the times, guys. So then I call again later at around 8, still no answer. And then I want to say I called one more time, and I think that was at like 10:48. So I'm in the kitchen, my phone rings. Now this is probably like early 11 o'clock, somewhere around there. Phone rings when I make it back to the phone, and I'm like, whose number is this? Because, you know, we get weird phone calls sometimes. They didn't leave a message. Number pops back up. I pick up the phone because it says maybe Warren. And I'm like, Warren? So this is 11:07. That's per my cell phone records. So I answer the phone, and he's like, hey, Miss Christine, have you seen or talked to Nolan? I said, no. Why? He should be with you guys. And he said, oh, no, well, you know, when we went to the island, there was a girl named Katie that he met, and he had decided to stay behind. And I said, what? Because we know our child. And Nolan isn't one to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to stay here with this girl that I just met. So I'm on the phone with him. Now I'm in a panic. I'm running into my room. Elmore was in bed watching a different movie, and I'm like, frantic. He's like, what's
listen
going on?
though, gang.
Nolan is missing. I'm trying to pull up the GPS.
Do y'all blame how she was feeling though? I had to stop it on that. Do y'all blame how she was feeling? And she had done a mother. Put yourself in the mother's shoes real quick. No cap. I just sat there. I'm just sitting here listening. This is my first time watching this guy. I haven't watched this interview. I haven't watched this. I'm just sitting back listening to her. Do y'all blame her though? How she was feeling? Man, this is crazy work. Get the lights up, gang, man. Let's turn on. It's Friday night, man. Let's break this down, man.
GPS as I'm talking to him, and at some point he tells me that I was like, well,
Wait,
you know, his phone says
right
GPS
quick, gang.
like 360.
Wait,
not Snapchat.
we gotta break this down,
Like
gang.
360 says that he's.
This is crazy work because a lot of people been coming at the mother, but a lot of stuff. This is my first time seeing this. I seen it pop up before I went live, and I said we're gonna add this into the show too. Yeah. Let's break this down right here. I ain't know all this. I know some of it, but how she really breaking it down like this is my first time hearing this. This is a lot of reaction for me. Let's get the lights up, gang. We finna break this down. Oh man, wait. let's break this down real quick, man. I ain't know like this. God, let's go.
He's on land, and he was like, well,
Let's go back a little bit. Wait.
Somewhere around there. Phone rings when I make it back to the phone, and I'm like, whose number is this? Because, we get weird phone calls sometimes. They didn't leave a message. Number pops back up. I pick up the phone because it says maybe Warren. And I'm like, Warren? So this is 11:07.
11:07.
That's per my cell phone records. So I answered the phone. He's like, hey, Miss Christine, have you seen or talked to Nolan? I said, no. Why? He should be with you guys. And he said, oh, no, well, when we went to the island, there was a girl named Katie that he met, and he had decided to stay behind. And I said, what? Because we know our child. And Nolan isn't one to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to stay here with this girl that I just met. So I'm on the phone with him. Now I'm in a panic. I'm running to my room. Elmore was in bed watching a different movie, and I'm like frantic. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, Nolan is missing. I'm trying to pull up the GPS as I'm talking to him. And at some point, he tells me that, I was like, well, his phone says GPS Life 360, not Snapchat.
Right.
Life 360 says that he's on land. And he was like, well, no, I mean, we have his phone. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay. Because at that point, you're telling me, this is coming from Warren, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. It's going to be okay. Don't tell me not to worry. This is my child, my flesh and blood that I brought into this world.
Do y'all blame him?
You're telling me not to worry.
Do y'all blame him?
Absolutely not. So then it was
Let's
after
go.
the phone call ended, of course, asking him for information. What was he wearing? He was like, last seen, Northwest tip, black shorts, sunglasses. That's important. So I end up calling DMR, spoke with the DMR. She took all
Just for our audience, DMR.
So DMR is because he went missing on the island. They are basically the marine people, right? They're the ones who's going to launch the boats to go into the water and all that. But before getting off the phone with Warren, he was like, hey, I know some people at Coast Guard. I said, okay. He's like, I'm going to call Coast Guard. You call DMR. Get on the phone with DMR. I give the young lady the information. And she tells me, hey, I got
that
this.
Ain't me moving the screen like
back.
that,
And she
y'all.
was like, I'm not sure if this is going to be in our jurisdiction, essentially. So then she calls back and she tells me, okay, yeah, we spoke with Coast Guard. And I'm like, okay. But they're like, this isn't our jurisdiction. You have to contact the city of Ocean Springs. I said, okay, hang up the phone, call in Ocean Springs Police Department. They say, hey, you have to physically come down and give a report. I said, okay. So on our way, because we don't live that far from the police station, on our way there, I was like, well, let me stop by the hospital, because there's a hospital that's maybe 5 minutes up the road from our house. Stop by there. I'm like, hey, have you guys seen this kid? Has he been brought in? The lady's like, no, ma'am, we hadn't. I said, okay, thank you. Run out. We go to the police department. Get to the police station. And the officer basically says, again, this is out of our jurisdiction. And at that point, I'm like, my God, who am I supposed to talk to? Who is supposed to help me with this? So then he said, it's going to be, you would have to call DMR. I was like, we've already called DMR. DMR said it's not in their jurisdiction. So we end up, I think at some point I had called Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Yeah. So she calls back and she's like, hey, are you there? I said, yes, we're here. But he's telling us the same thing you guys told us, which is no, we can't take it. She gets on the phone with a police officer. Now this is Jackson County Sheriff's Department speaking with the Ocean Springs Police Department. Ocean Springs Police Department is saying, this is why we can't take this information. She says, okay. He gives me the phone back and she's like, okay, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take the information. And that was, we met an officer. It was after midnight. Right. Yeah, it was somewhere after midnight. Met him in the McDonald's parking lot, gave him the information. He was just like, okay, thanks. I was like, Like, where is the urgency? And so, as far as we know, there were no boats on the water that night. We actually, his high school football coach, Coach Bramlett, text Elmore that morning. He said, hey man, I got a boat. Because again, we don't have boats. Let me make that very clear. We do not have a boat. We're not boating people. We don't do water like that. Okay. So Coach Bramlett's like, hey, I got a boat. So we was like, great, let's go. We're on the water. We go out there. We walk the island. Cell phone works perfectly fine. I actually had almost an entire conversation with my grandmother who was in a panic as we're walking this island looking for anything. I just want to pause there. The cell phone worked fine because in the reporting, there's been so much reporting that there's poor cell phone reception. And this is some of the disputes that we have about that night. Dad, feel free to jump in here because they're saying he met this young lady, Katie, and that he stayed back. According to the reporting, Katie is saying no. He said he was going to go with his friends. According to the reporting, the friends say, no, he left us his phone because there was no reception. Dad, have you found any consistencies? Have you spoken directly with any of his friends?
Well, the first inconsistency was you called me and tell me my son stayed on the island to talk to a girl. My son would never do that. That's not in his character. I didn't raise none of my kids to do that.
What?
The second thing is,
All right.
he doesn't have his phone.
All right, wait.
He doesn't leave his.
Wait, gang. So can we bury the hatchet when they were saying that he stayed back with Katie? Where is Katie? Where is Bart? They say he stayed back with Katie. That's what his friends were saying. But his daddy just said, nah, that ain't his son. His son would never stay back with a female. That's what he just said. I ain't making this up. He just said it. Let's go.
Leave his phone. I would wake up sometimes in the morning and Nolan would have his phone here right in my face. And I'm waking up cussing and fussing like, boy, you don't get the camera on my face. And he just laughing and giggling and stuff like that. So that's twice. To me, that's two lies that he told me as a father. Like I said, we went on
Salute to everybody in the building, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man.
A classmate of mine called me that morning.
Turn that bit up for me, man.
With
Y'all crank up.
His coach.
Friday night, late night.
He's
That ain't
like
me doing
40
that.
miles away. He calls and, hey, man, I got the boat. Me and my boys, we're going to go out there and help you look. I didn't call him. He called me. And we're going to start on this end. Well, I said, well, we're probably going to start on the other end. So me, my wife, Coach Bramlett, and a high school classmate of mine were the only, we were the first ones out there looking.
That's right.
Like I said, we docked the boat, got out the boat, walked on the
36.
island. She had a whole conversation with her grandmother on the island. Got back on the boat, went back around the island. I guess that would be the north side.
Salute me, feet
facing
free.
the Gulf of Mexico.
Salute to everybody in there, bit,
I
man.
get another
For
phone
real.
call.
Hey, how are
So
you?
my
What's
phone
up, Tom?
worked fine.
Salute, y'all.
So this whole thing about not having phone service, I don't know. I don't know if it's the carrier or what, but ours worked fine. I think those around maybe 8 o'clock.
Yeah, because we finished up
Who was it? Jackson County or
Jackson County Sheriff.
Finally showed up.
Yeah.
A couple of boats, they finally showed up. And by that time, I
Hey,
was like,
appreciate
he's
that,
not out
Gil
here.
Thompson. Appreciate that, gang.
I was more focused.
Yeah,
that
y'all
he was
donate, gang. What we doing? We've
at
been
someone's house.
man, we've been a bit 2 hours with no gifts. We only had one gift that day, and that was it. I ain't even had said nothing. Y'all gonna do me like that? Dang, it's Friday. It's a Friday night. I know y'all done got paid today. Y'all gonna do me like that? I should be dropping it. But it is what it is. Y'all, alright. I see how it is. I see how it is, though. I see how it is. I see how it is, though. I see how it is. Yeah, I understand.
That was
so. That's where my hopes and feelings were. So we left.
Appreciate that gift for Thompson.
The county stayed out there.
Somebody's showing
praying
something.
He stayed out there because he called.
What that dude said on Baby Boy, his name P. What he said? Y'all said y'all love me. Y'all said I can stay here. Bought me all these video games, all these fly clothes. Hey, appreciate that gift. Hold on, wait. Appreciate that gift, Barlow. For real. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate y'all with the gift. See, that's what I'm saying now. That's what I'm talking about. Salute y'all, man. That's what I'm talking about. Salute y'all, gang.
Hey, well, we're gonna stay out here a little bit longer. I say, okay, I appreciate it. So we leave. Then I would say maybe a couple hours later, my friend calls me back and he said, well, we're gonna give it and go, but he said, look, I can gas the boat back up, and if you want to go back out there, we can go back out there. I said, I don't want to go back out to the island. I have a feeling that he's not there, and I don't want to go back to the island. So he said, he offered, he said, well, if you do, we can go right now. I said, don't worry about it. I appreciate you coming out there. But he said at that time that helicopters were out there, more Coast Guard, more people out there. Mm-hmm. So we get back on land, and as far as the keys, what was that night? Or was it
that was that night.
That was the night like the call. Okay, let me back up. As far as getting the car back, after we gave our report to Jackson County, the sheriff department that night, we were trying to figure out who to get a report to. We had a friend in the family that located his phone. Mm-hmm. We wasn't there to get the phone, but apparently there was some kind of friction with getting his phone.
Hey,
we don't know what the friction
so
was.
The phone and the key were at the same location, which was Jack's house.
The super chats must ain't working, y'all. What's something wrong with the super chat? My fault. I just asking y'all. It look like something wrong with super chat. We ain't got no super chat tonight. Dang. What that dude, Diamond Darling, he just got kicked out of Walmart. What he always asks, you got $1, Bart? I know you got $1.99. Dang. Turn this bad boy up, man. It's Friday night, man. Y'all stop playing with me, man.
Okay. And again, all of these kids share their locations on Snapchat. And so she was like, hey, I can go pick his phone up.
TV.
Not thinking that his car is there, you know. Mm-hmm. Which she stopped everything she was doing. Her and the boys, they went out. Like, we were all out searching for him that night. And yeah, like Elmore was saying, there was an issue, some type of friction. The cops ended up coming and they left. And so then kind of the same thing when we came to pick up the key, Elmore went up there asking for the key, didn't know where the key was, and all of a sudden we know where the key is.
But see, hold on. But see, this is another thing that bothered me too. When we got to the house, you know, it was some of his other friends were there, you know, and they were, you know, beating on the door like, wasn't Nolan there, you know, beating on the door trying to get in the house. So I walk up to the door and I'm calming them down because for one, okay, you're allowed. Two, you're in these people's house. So if you tear these people's house up, this could be a whole nother issue. I don't want y'all bothering that. And three, I need you guys to calm down, and I need them to kind of trust me as being an adult so I can get something out of it. So I get them out the house, and then Jax finally comes down the stairs. I get in the room, hair all messed up like he just woke up, whatever. I said, look, I'm Nolan's father. His car's outside. I need to get his car and all his personal effects that may be left over with. And he goes, oh man, Nolan was like my brother. I said, Nolan was like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go and get everything of his so I can get his car, I can go home. So he walks off. 2 or 3 minutes later, he come back. I don't see the keys. Okay. So I leave out the house, go back outside, stand by the car. During that time, one of the guys that was in the house, one of the other friends, he was on the phone with a girl who was apparently there with them earlier that day. And she was telling him that his keys was on top of the Xbox in his room. So he goes back up to the door by himself. And we're still out by the car. And lo and behold, here comes the keys. So now to me, you lied to me 3 times. I don't believe nothing that you tell me from here on out.
And this is Jax.
This is Jax.
And eventually he does give you the keys.
Yeah, eventually give me
But there was friction getting the keys.
Yes. So for one, you tell me my son is on left step on the island with a girl. 2, you have his phone. And 3, you don't give me the keys when I ask. I don't know any father who would believe just if one of my friends did that. I'm gonna be cordial with you, but I'm gonna watch you. And
Ben, I want to ask you, because I'm hearing these 2 parents who essentially had to become search and rescue or law enforcement, looking for their own child with such a lack of urgency on behalf of law enforcement. Obviously, we're talking to Black journalists. We can't ignore the ugly racial history of Mississippi. I looked into the demographics of the Jackson County Sheriff Department. It's quite asymmetrical, but also just the general attitude and the lack of value when it comes to Black life. Does this sound like a normal process for when an 18-year-old goes missing to you? What holes have you seen in your looking into this case?
Tiffany, that was the question that Christine and Elmore had when they first called us. They wanted the truth of what happened to their 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells, and they had concerns whether they were going to get a fair and impartial investigation. And from that day to this one, it has been the same objective: to have truth, transparency, and find out what happened to Nolan. They said we want a thorough investigation because when they found Nolan, they expressed to me that the sheriff had already said no foul play. And they was like, no, my son, he knows how to swim. Our son is a college athlete. Our son is in great shape. We don't believe that he just drowned and nobody knows nothing. Nobody saw nothing. I mean, there are about 300, 400 people on the island. And so that's what they were saying. We want to know what happened. We want truth. We want transparency. We don't want his death to be swept under the rug.
Well, just so to make sure the audience and the people watching at home know, so they did declare very quickly, as you're noting, that he drowned when his body was recovered on July 6th. Mom and Dad and you all know that he is a student athlete, able to swim on July 4th on Horn Island. It was very crowded. Certainly the suggestion is someone would have seen a child in distress. There is going to be the convening of a grand jury. Now, the DA of this area, Angel Myers McElrath, is a very out loud, proud Republican. If there is a U.S. attorney appointed to this case, it will likely be a Trump appointee. I'm just curious, Ben, from you and Rev, I think we have to be very candid here. What concerns do you have about the racial animus that we are seeing so much of play in this case?
Well,
you or Rev, whoever.
All I'll say, and then defer to Rev, you want to believe that this is a child, that everybody's going to do their level best to find out what happened so these broken-hearted parents will know what happened to their child. In time, we've seen Christine and the family be attacked just for asking questions. What happened to my child? Trying to say, no, we want to question this part of the investigation, that part of the investigation, because day one you said no foul play, but tell me now, what are you doing to be able to get us to the truth? And that is, it causes them sleepless nights. We talk at night. And so, trust but verify. We are trying to cooperate with everything we can do to say, hey, we want to help, but we want you to give them a thorough investigation. We want you to do for him what you would do for your child.
Rev, I'm going to come to you in a sec, but you brought up something, Ben, about attacks. And certainly as journalists, we have a keen eye, and I have noticed that the narrative around this story has shifted to the threats that are going to the young men who was with Nolan. They've hired attorneys who previously represented Donald Trump in cases. They've gone on very MAGA-friendly podcasts, and I just want to make sure that we keep the main thing, the narrative to the victim, to the actual child who died. And I'm curious, Christine, if you can weigh in on what threats have you and your family experienced?
So there have been a big smear campaign, just not only professionally, but personally for me. And
they attacked your nursing license.
Yes, so it started out with 1-star reviews of people saying they saw me. My office verified that these were incorrect. And then it went so much as to someone contacted the Board of Nursing, and then that opened the investigation for the professional misconduct. There was no evidence presented for that claim. And the investigator I spoke with, he said, we have to do our due diligence. I said, I understand it. I respect it. He's like, I'm sorry it's coming at this time. I was like, no, I get it. Do what you have to do, because I know who I am. I know what kind of care I give to my patients. I know the relationship that we have. And I'm grateful that my patients, a lot of them are still trusting and loving in the care that they know they're going to get with me. And so these attacks are not going to, it's not going to break me. I have to find out. We have to find out what happened to Nolan. That is the only question we've ever asked. We've never blamed anyone. We've never tried to smear anyone. I know I heard something about the picture. That picture was sent to me because
this is a picture of him on the boat.
On the boat with people.
Yes.
And what it was is they were like, the person was like, Miss Chris, the information is incorrect. This is what he was wearing. Because initially he was in black shorts, which again, that is the information I received from Warren verbally and via text. When she sent me that picture, I was like, oh, completely different color. These are like a blue-gray short. So we had to correct that. But I'm grateful. We're grateful to all of you. Thank you for keeping our son's story alive. And thank you so much, Tiffany, for having us.
I think that's part of the
shout out to
our
the parents,
assignment
man.
here, our
Went through a lot.
responsibility.
Shout
So
out to
often
both
in
sides.
newsrooms, we have to defend and define black.
Shout out to one friend. Shout out to both sides, man. We want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. We'll have to keep going to sleep, keep waking up, and see what happened. But like I said, gang, Mike was a accidentally unaliving, like drowning. That's what I meant. I ain't meant like an accidental unaliving like that, but like an accidental drowning. That's what I meant. Who knows though, gang? We're gonna stay in touch with the Nolan Wells case, man. Salute everybody in that bit. Salute everybody in that bit, man. We're gonna stay up. We're gonna stay up on the Nolan Wells case. Hit that like, notification, and sub button, gang, as well. No cap. Salute to y'all, guys. We're gonna stay some more, but y'all just in here just, I don't know. Y'all ain't got me lit. I appreciate the people that gave you the gifts, though. No cap. Let go, gang. Salute, gang. We'll cover some more on this. We'll cover some more on this. Salute, y'all. Let's go. He said, narrator, do you think the white boy did it? Nah. I don't think they did it, gang. I don't think they did it. I just think this. I think it just he put a Theo move. I've been said that over and over. That's just me. But hey, if it come out that they did it, I come back and make like 2 or 4 lives and saying that I apologize to y'all. But right now, I just don't see that them boy did it. I'm just being honest with gang. I'm talking about all the evidence I don't see. I don't see what the jury can just find them guilty on. I'm talking about the jury. It don't matter about what I think. Everybody keeps saying about, hey, what you think, Savage? What you think? Ain't about what I think. Ain't about what y'all think. It's about what you can prove to that jury that they can say, is this your verdict? 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 Straight up. Salute y'all. I'm finna get up out of here. We'll come back and talk some more about this. But hey, use y'all common sense, gang. No cap. Salute y'all. I'm gone. Oh man, they just